Hey everyone, it's Adrian from Genie Magazine and I'm here with Julijana Nikolis. So Juliana, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, I've been getting people recently to introduce themselves because I do a horrible job of it, introducing other people. So Juliana, why don't you tell the people who are watching a little bit about yourself?
So I am an aspiring actress, model, presenter, and I am the current I Am Me Face of Beauty winner and 2015 Face of Beauty International Australia.
And that's quite a lot. That's a lot, isn't it? Why don't let's talk about, so Face of Beauty and you're the I Am Me winner. Tell us a little bit about that.
So pretty much the whole pageant itself is based around inner beauty and of course focusing on charity work and empowering young women. And so I Am Me, the whole purpose of having the title, the second highest title besides winner of Face of Beauty International, is recognizing inner beauty, not just outer beauty, but of just the inner beauty qualities of a woman who is seen to empower others and to inspire others. And of course, the I Am Me title is also the trademark of the whole pageant, and I am very honoured to be holding this title. And the thing is, not only is this all about prestige and honour, but I see it as a responsibility because I am representing the pageant itself whilst being an ambassador of Australia. So
there, we should probably go through, you won the Australian?
I won the Australian title,
yeah.
And then when I went internationally in Taiwan to represent Australia, I won the second highest title of I Am Me.
And what was it like representing your country? What sort of feeling was that?
Well, all I can just say that it was a complete honour, and I appreciate every moment to do my best to represent Australia, and I'm honestly just thankful for everyone's support, and I'm so happy that I got to make Australia proud, and just having that chance to represent your own country, and of course, and just experience and just learn everyone else's cultures and just sharing experiences and everyone's
How many countries were there in total?
There was around 80 countries.
Wow.
There was a lot of women, and just learning about different things about each woman, their own experiences and their own stories and their own just even like national issues, for example, immigrant issues in Europe, from just talking to, for example, Mrs. Belgium, Miss Denmark, to Miss just everyone, just learning how the world just interacts in a way just globally, because we are a global community, and it's good that these pageants do help us women interact with one another and just learning of one another and just uniting. Of course, I've heard this saying, once at a time, when women unite, the world heals a bit more. So it does.
I mean, it sounds like an amazing experience. How do you feel it changed you? I mean, I'm imagining it broadened your perspective and you got a much bigger understanding of how the world works and what the sort of issues are that are impacting a lot of people. But what would you say that what are the things that you most took out of that experience competing internationally with 80 countries and representing your country?
Well, definitely entering into the international pageant, I've definitely put myself into the state that I am going to do my best as I am representing Australia, and the point that I want to over there just show myself as my own and just do my 100 to my 10% best, because it is, like I said, a responsibility to represent a country. And just being there, I've definitely learned to be humble and of course appreciative, and just more open to learning about other cultures and other stories and other people, because you do, like I said, interact with other people with different pathways and different journeys, and you just learn and you actually take some things from those journeys, just learning about them, how you would put your own life. They would have taken
some things from you as well.
Yes, and so it's just been absolutely an amazing opportunity, and I am so thankful for that. So
Tasha, as we were discussing, you know Tasha Ross very well. Tasha said when she won, she certainly didn't expect to win. Do you get any, are you the same? Do you get any inkling that you've done well? I mean, did you expect to win when they announced you as the winner of the I Am Me award?
I mean, the whole point that I see is that it's not all about winning the visible crown. It's all about winning the invisible crown. It's just knowing that you've done your best. You did your best. You put your 10% best into it. You know that you were positive, that you were positive with yourself, that you were positive as a positive person. You were just open to the whole experience. Of course, making the most out of it. That's what I think is a success. And of course, just the whole like I say, like success is not a destination, it's a journey. So even though you don't win that pageant, it doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed in any other journeys that you're going to.
Sure.
And of course, I mean, people do try to aim to win a certain title, a certain crown, but I mean, instead you should just focus on just being yourself, just putting it 100% and just being open to the whole experience. And if winning is the certain result that you get, then congratulations, you've
just
done well.
Top.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be your next phase in your journey. If not, then you've taken something from the experience, so you learn, and then you take that to your next phase.
Are you ever disappointed at all if you don't win?
No, I'm actually not.
Wow.
Because,
okay, really?
No, because
a lot of people will say, success is it's not a destination, it's the journey, but they say it and they don't really do it. So for you,
no, because I understand that even though if you don't to a certain level achieve something, you do actually learn from that. You learn, okay, so this didn't go my way, how do I improve that for next time? And of course you grow from that. So I mean, as long as you just keep on going, I mean, whatever you want to do in life, like whatever you want to be great at, you need to remember that all you need to have is passion, perseverance and determination. And of course, whatever you decide to do today, do it with love, because at the end of the day, just know that if you keep on pushing, if you keep on determined to go and achieve something that you really want to achieve, no matter what other people believe, even though some people may or may not believe on your talents or dreams.
There are always people like that. Yeah.
Just know that no one truly knows your true potential and your true capacity, unlike you, because you only know what's inside you and what you're capable of. So don't be limited to what happens or to what other people think, because only you know what you can achieve. And if you have that mindset and you keep on pushing and going and believing in yourself, then of course you can achieve anything. And I mean, I never really see myself, if I don't achieve this certain thing, I'm not gonna grow. Well, I mean, you can still grow. You can still kind of work from that. There's different pathways to success. As long as you know that success is not a destination, it's a journey. You just keep on going.
Well, I have to interject here now. We haven't touched on how old you are. We don't even have to mention it. But as I mentioned to you when I met you, I don't know many people your age who speak as well as you do and have this sort of self-awareness. I guess the question for me is, how much of that do you think came from pageants, and how much of it do you think you've just taken on board as being the person that you are?
Well, the thing is, everyone of course comes from a different context and of course different pathways and journeys and background stories, but I guess pageants overall, pageants do, for me personally, gave me a big confidence boost, and of course that's why it gave me the confidence to speak up more about my own opinions, which is great because we do need to speak up more about certain issues and for example, just for charity work or just anything that maybe that the community needs to develop or heal over. So I mean pageants, it's a mix. I mean, as long as you know that if you are comfortable within yourself and you're confident about who you are and what you're saying, of course pageants do in a way help you succeed, especially on a platform where you get to reach to a broader audience if you want to inspire or help.
So it didn't completely change who you are, but it maybe helped you express.
It helped
more
me grow. It helped me grow as a person, definitely.
And you said that you got into the whole pageant and modelling scene randomly. So how did it happen? Because for someone who got into something randomly, you've done pretty well.
Thank you. Well, actually, no, it was pretty random because To be honest, a while back, I did not see myself wearing heels or dresses or going on stage because I didn't really understand the whole formality or the whole concept of modeling or beauty pageants at itself, because just watching Miss Universe, I don't know, it wasn't really my...
it didn't call to you.
It wasn't my... I didn't really kind of connect to it as I was younger, but I mean, trying it out, because as I mentioned with Adrian before, one time I went over to watch a beauty pageant and just to see how it goes and how the whole progress follows on. And the thing is, after that experience, I've actually realized that it is not just about outer beauty. It is all about how you are as a person, how you carry yourself, especially as for interview and just charity work and how you help the community. And from that, just watching that and just leaving that experience, I put myself into a situation that, oh wow, beauty pageants are a really great thing. Like they actually help you put you onto an international platform, and just, I mean, for me personally, it actually gave me a better way to give back more to the community, because being on a platform, being on an international platform, as I compete internationally, I got to just say more, and of course just give more to the community, because of course you always try to find a way to give back. And I mean, beauty pageants are a great way to do that. I mean, not only are you helping yourself being confident and developing yourself and growing yourself as a person, but you're also at the same time helping the community in a way, that whether that's being a good example to community, just being a good example of how a proper citizen should act, or just like do charity work, or just like anything, as long as you know that yes, you are helping yourself, but at the same time you're using your success to inspire and help others. And that's what I think is very important. Important.
Let's get off the pageants and the modeling for a second. You've talked a lot about, for example, the importance of being a role model of community and giving back, and we'll go back to how it all started. Now, I know you had growing up everyone has experiences growing up that shape their lives. Some people it's pleasant, and for some people it's a complete opposite. You had the misfortune, I don't know if you see it like that, but of going through some domestic violence in your family. And can you just speak to that a little bit, and how you feel it shaped who you've become? Because I know for you identified yourself as a survivor as opposed to a victim, which I think is a hugely powerful sort of idea for anyone who's going through anything. It may not be domestic violence, it might be online bullying or something like that. But can you just speak to a little bit about how it shaped you going through that? Must be a traumatic experience, I can't imagine, how that shaped you as a person growing up.
Well, growing up, I mean, it wasn't easy. Of course, growing up in a household that was traumatic by domestic violence. I mean, my parents separated when I was 10 years old, and so from that experience I had to help my mum look after my two younger sisters, and from that I had to mature quickly. And so that may be the reason why people may ask me, oh, how you're so mature for your age. Of course, because I did in a way had to grow quicker when I was younger in order to understand what was going on. And so from that, other experiences such as my grandmother dying from bowel cancer and all these court cases and everything happening and was going on during that time, just the fact that even though all these difficult times were happening and all these difficult challenges and obstacles were coming our way, my mum, she was the one that taught us that we should not see ourselves as victims but as survivors, because we should not see ourselves, and we should not be defined by what happened to us in the past, but we should see how we would take that and grow, and how we would put that to make something better in the future. And so from that, I had that mindset since I was young that no, I would not take this experience and put it into a negative in my life. I will take
even
this experience.
Even though it was so traumatic.
Yes, of course. And the thing is, I would take that, obviously that negative experience and turn it into a more positive, and turn as a drive to inspire other people. Like, it doesn't have to be to do with domestic violence. It could be just any other issue.
And everyone has a lot of crap that happens to them at times.
And of course, just like inspired that you should not let that take you over. You should not let that negativity take you over, because you should just take that fear, take that whatever negativity that you have to drive you into just succeeding to whatever you want to do, and just being a better person, just putting more positivity into your life. And just, of course, for me personally, I take that as a platform to inspire other people to just achieve their dreams, and no matter what circumstance or what background of history that you've come from, because anyone can achieve anything. And
I think we should probably, at this point, let's talk about your mum.
Yeah.
For a sec. Can you speak to, I mean, Julijana's mum is currently outside catching up on some sleep in her car, which I feel horrible about, but she's catching up on sleep. I don't know if you can put it in words, but how much of an influence has she been, and how much sort of as a role model, a mentor, a taxi driver, whatever she needs to be, how important has she been to you?
She's been a major influence and a major factor in my life, because she's been my number one support drive through the whole journey that I've been. And the fact that she's been there by my side the whole time, just supporting me, encouraging me, just knowing that she'll always be there for me is just amazing. I'm so grateful to have her, and just especially, like you said, just driving me around and just trying to juggle me and my sisters is already a big feat. I mean, just imagine being like a single mother and just having 3 children to look after, on top of having a busy schedule. I find really amazing, which is why she is my number one inspiration. I find her very
and on top of that, she just finished her degree.
Yes, she did. So so far she finished her bachelor's degree of arts and law, and so now
and that's not a small. You can't sort of coast on that.
It's not. And the fact that she actually was studying that during that time of domestic violence, so not only was she going through the time of trying to go through the separation process, but of course she was looking after us through it. And of course my grandmother, who was going through the whole phase of being in hospital because of a cancer, she had to study as well, and all these things were happening to her, and just yet she still remained strong for us, and that's what I think very amazing. So
when
she's
you call her
Superwoman.
Literally Superwoman. Wow, that's amazing. So that shaped, I think people will be able to see that really shaped you growing up. I mean, as I said, you have I do think of you as being much more mature than your years. Now, we've talked about pageants, we've talked about modelling, we've talked a little bit about where you came from. But you said that your number one passion is acting.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your passion for acting, how it started, and what sort of you're doing in order to pursue that passion.
So, like you said, acting has been my always number one passion. The reason why, I would say, it's because not only do you get to indulge into another person's life and circumstance, but you also, in a way, get to discover more about yourself. So even though you are digging your way through how a character thinks, how they emotionally and mentally tick, in a way, through that whole process and the whole process of discovery and preparation, you are finding how you respond and how you of course being in society with conditioning, and of course conditioning of emotions, and just how you would properly act in society. Acting is a whole different world. It's just that you are open to being yourself, and you're open to respond how you want to respond. Even though you are being a character, you are being yourself in a way, so you're putting yourself in that whole being, and just like being just like someone else, yet you are carrying your own qualities. I think it's pretty amazing, and especially those who do dig deep and actually just find the points in yourself, like, wow, I didn't know I had this inside me. I mean, like, of course, I've heard stories of people who are in character. For example, I don't know if you've heard Juice's Blush. So there's this lady, and she's in the scene, and she's acting with this other person, and they're in the scene how an ex comes over to a lady's house, and they haven't seen each other in years, and he comes back to swoon her over, and there after a few takes, I mean, everything goes well, but at the 7th or 8th take, for some reason she started blushing. It was
Right.
like a natural blush, and
Yeah.
she was so surprised because she didn't know that in herself that naturally
She had put herself so much into that character.
Naturally, she found herself being so in touch into the character, and yet putting herself vulnerably into the character. She naturally and just instinctively blushed, which I find very amazing, because that proves that acting isn't just acting, it's being real, it's being yourself and being natural and being just a human being with emotions and just real substance.
Well, you mentioned that she blushed. One thing that I've always found amazing with actors is the ones that can cry.
Yeah.
Can you cry? Or, I mean, can you cry? Of course you can cry, but I mean, during scenes, do you cry?
If it comes to the moment, yes. I mean, you can't force something to happen, because then in a way it would not be real. It would not be, you would not get touched into your own instincts and your own.
But I just
realness.
find it amazing that someone gets so in touch with themselves through a character that physically tears start coming out. That's just amazing.
I mean, some people, they try and take past experiences in order to, in a way, trigger those emotions, such as crying. But I mean, to me, I believe that if you just put yourself into character and circumstance, and you follow yourself and you know what's going on and you just be real, then it will just come naturally. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It's meant to come out. Like Juice's blush.
Yeah.
If she's meant to blush at that moment, exact cue, then, you know.
And she didn't probably
real.
think about that up front. It just happened naturally.
It just happened naturally. Yeah.
Now, I've done a little bit of research. You have to tell me if this is correct. Did you study is it the Meisner?
I studied Meisner technique, so that is more. It is a very open technique. The foundation is being, of course, real to yourself, and of just being in circumstances, just following your own instincts. But I mean, you can study any other technique. There is method acting. You can do that as well. That's more using your experiences to get into it. I mean, that's good. It just depends. Really, it depends on what you want to do and how your acting style is, because like a fingerprint, no one is the same in acting as well. So just how you kind of develop your own style in each technique, and what works for you in a way. So I mean,
I think a lot of people know what method acting is because there have been a lot of extreme examples. For example, Heath Ledger, in his last movie, he was playing the Joker, and I think he locked himself in a hotel room and basically became the Joker, and even kept a journal. So people are well aware of method acting. How does the Meisner technique vary from the method acting technique? Because I was looking up on Wikipedia, and to be honest, I couldn't quite figure it out.
Well, for Meisner technique, it's not so much about depending on past experiences, because of course from experiences like those, being that tragic circumstances happen from being so in depth into past experiences, you try to understand that you shouldn't be dependent on those, because sometimes things do happen like that. Like, you do kind of mentally and psychologically get attached to those experiences, and you may kind of go well off to what you're meant to be doing, into what you're trying to focus on, which is the character. But instead, sometimes people just tend to go so in depth into what's happened to them before, that tragically they get so indulged into it, they get like really negatively influenced, and of course that negativity influences how they are after acting. And so that's the problem. People need to...
They really become that character.
Yes, people need to focus what is the difference between the actor and then what the non-actor. So it's like, while you are in character, that's you in character, that's your own world of acting. Like, no one can do anything to you, that's you and your character. But then when you step out of that, you need to make sure that whatever you had in that circle, in that world, or whatever you were in, that whole preparation, the whole circumstance, that you left it there, you're not bringing it with you. So
you're able to sort of draw a line and not sort of carry it with you everywhere else.
And so that's why method, it is a very good technique. I do recommend it and encourage it as well. It's just that you should just try to remember not to let that overcome you in a way, and just try to, in a way, limit yourself to how much you want to bring of yourself. Like, you don't want to go to something really tragic that's happened to you. And of course, even in daily life, you don't want someone to go back to something really tragic they don't feel comfortable bringing in.
Well, I guess it's not probably emotionally healthy to keep revisiting dark places, especially that, ongoing for months at a time. Where do you see your acting career going?
Well, I see myself, ultimately being a household name in Australia. So I would love to see myself...
Only Australia?
Pardon?
Only Australia?
Well, it's step by step. I can go to America or Hollywood if that is...
If I have to.
If I have to.
Yeah.
But no, just even being a household name in Australia, that would be an amazing opportunity. Of course, being acting my number one passion, I'll be just happy just being on the screen, just doing just shows or films, anything, just as long as I am doing something that I like and I'm happy with. That's all that matters to me. So
for sure. Now, in terms of also where you want to go in the future, I know you also, apart from the acting, you want to get a degree as well. So what degree do you want to get?
So I aim to finish a law degree, and so from that I want to study law. However, I've decided that during I'm studying law, I want to go to a course for a legal officer. And so that's part of it depends. It could be either Army or Air Force. And so I'm kind of steering towards Air Force. So I want to be Air Force legal officer. So I want to, after I finish a year of studying law, I want to move on to a course where I get to move to one of the bases, the Army bases around Australia, and study there for a few weeks and get my qualification as a legal officer.
You've got this fairly well mapped out, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
Did it just come like that to you, that you go, I want this, I want this, I want this? Has it sort of come over time? I mean, I haven't met anyone, probably 30 or 40 years, who has such a clear idea of where they want to get to and how they're going to do it. How did you put it all together? I
think it's just being open to everything and just seeing what you like and what you don't like. And from so far being involved in so many things, not only just modeling and pageants, but acting, and of course I do Air Force cadets. Just being part of that, I learn certain things that I just find really interested in. And of course, I always wanted to do law, so that's always been a thing that I just wanted to complete and just study for. But I mean, I didn't really know which kind of law I wanted to steer towards to. And I mean, I'll be happy just as long as just I'm doing something that helps others and just brings justice. But the thing is, I am from certain tests and just figuring out what I want, I've actually discovered that I love more military law. So that's more like aviation law. So I'm more into that. Right.
Now, in terms of where where the law degree is going, you also mentioned that you would like to be a human rights ambassador.
Yes.
Is that still on the cards?
Yes, it is, because even though I still plan to study legal officer, I'm still going to use that qualification. I am still indeed interested to study human rights, because that is another thing that I am interested in. So I find myself studying for that as well.
I think everyone will be getting an idea of how broad-ranging your interests are here. Have you given any... I mean, how much free time do you get? I've got to ask this. In between all the things that you want to achieve, do you have any time where you just... I don't know, what do you do when you don't have anything to do? I mean, do you ever have nothing to do?
Well, I mean, it is all about time management, but just doing all of these, they all have things in common, and that's perseverance, determination, and passion. Yeah. So as long as I'm doing what I love and something that I'm happy with, I'm sure if I do get a break or a time to myself, I just know, this is not going to be a once time that I'm just going to have a break and I have to go back to doing what I don't like. Yeah. I mean, it is what I like doing, even if I don't or do it, break or off break, I just know that I am happy with what I am doing at the moment. As long as I'm doing it, I'm happy.
Speak to us a little bit about passion, because that's an important one. I've been asking all the people I've been interviewing about how important they think passion is to them. And everyone I've been interviewing has been passionate about something, because otherwise it's not very interesting talking to someone who's bored with their life. Yeah. How important do you think it is to you to be passionate about what you do?
I think it's very important.
And how, let's say, I don't know, a lot of young people, and a lot of older people as well, don't have anything they're passionate about, or they say, I don't have anything I'm passionate about. What advice could you give to someone, for example, who says, I don't know what I'm passionate about, help me find what I'm passionate about?
Passion is very important, of course. Unfortunately, these days, even though people are passionate for something, it is either, for those who limit those, I can't find, I don't have a passion, I don't have a passion, it's either because they have fear that they can't achieve those passions, either because it may be financial, because there is probably a lot out there, especially for young teen and young people who are kind of in that mindset, but if I do it, then financially how I'm going to work myself out of that situation. But I mean, like, it's all just, I mean, if you are passionate about it, I mean, I don't think there's a problem trying to achieve that. But I mean, not that I like using the word role model, because to me, role model is someone who uses the success to inspire others and help others. That's, to me, that's it.
Not someone who's perfect.
No, because the thing is, there is a lot of people these days who say, I'm a role model. But I mean, really, you're putting yourself on a pedestal. You are saying that you are above someone else.
So you're better than someone else.
Yes, and so the thing is, I mean, especially for passion, like if you say, I'm a role model because I'm doing something I'm passionate about, I mean, you should, instead of showing that, you're passionate about something, you should use that passion, that success that you have, that passion, to inspire others to follow their passion, their dreams, because and just help others who are struggling to find their own passion. I mean, it's all about being open, and of course, just knowing that at least, even if you do try, you have tried. And I mean, things happen for a reason, but of course, if you just know that you have tried doing something, then you won't regret it later on.
Now, we'll move on. We'll wrap it up soon, but let's say people want to get in touch with you for any reason whatsoever. What would be the best way to get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me on Facebook. So my name is Julijana Nikolis.
I'll spell it
on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm Julijana Nikolis, so we've got the IS.
Yep.
And I mean, every other detail for charities such as Hands and Feet organization, I'm sure if you want to find out more about that charity, because I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but it is a charity to do with feeding the homeless. So if you're interested in helping with that, which I strongly encourage for all, even young people, because they do need as much help as they can get, and it is important to give back, just contact me and I'll give you information about that. And so,
Let's talk a little bit about Hands and Feet, because we didn't touch on that. So that's run by Joe Brown.
Yes.
Who I think at the moment is actually on his way to Fiji, I saw. And why don't you, I mean, you know more about it, why don't you tell people what Hands and Feet do and what you got out of volunteering your time with them?
So, my family and I, since a year ago, we've started helping volunteering and feeding the homeless every Friday nights from 8 p.m. with Hands and Feet organization, and the whole team and the whole program is doing an absolutely amazing job, because they help hundreds of people each week around the city, just feeding and just giving out blankets to all the homeless. And I find that really extraordinary, because we should know more about what's going on, especially for those who are unfortunate, who have less. He's
not just doing it once a week though, is he? Because I've been looking at what he's doing. He's almost every day, and he's in a different part of Sydney.
He's constantly doing work.
And he's organising like stores where people can get food for free. I mean, he doesn't stop, does he?
No, he's an absolutely amazing person. I mean, inside out, he's so kind-hearted, and he's definitely inspiring, especially going through those lengths of actually helping those, like I mentioned before, hundreds, not even like thousands of people each week, and just like changing lives. I mean, I am so honored and humbled to be part of something that does change like just people's lives and everything, because it is like amazing. And I mean, for those who do want to do charity work, I strongly suggest this one as well. I mean, like if any, because we all do need to give back, like in any way possible, and that's.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think because there's a lot of different ways of doing charity, but I think just being in the city, for example, and just when it's so cold and you have these people who are homeless and don't have food, and they're just so grateful, I think you gain a lot of perspective from that, and it's really powerful.
You do.
So that's fantastic. I will put the details for Hands and Feet below as well. So now let's wrap up.
Okay.
Let's. Now, it's not fair, because every interview I ask people whether they know what the inside the actor's studio is, and no one knows. You know, so you know the questions. Have you prepared answers?
No, I don't think so. I just go to flow.
Okay.
Good.
All right. But I guess it's good that at least one person actually has finally known what inside the actor's studio is. I don't know why no one knows what it is. Anyway, okay, let's go into it. So what is your favorite word?
My favorite word is fascinating.
That's a new one. I haven't had that one before.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
What is your least favorite word?
Oh, fear. Fear would be like my least favorite word.
Right. Okay. Now, what turns you on spiritually, creatively?
I would say success, but when I mean success, I mean not only succeeding what I want to do, but of course using that success to help others and inspire others.
Right. Okay. What about what turns you off?
Disrespect.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
big one. Sounds like there's some context there.
Yeah, like not only to myself, but just saying like disrespect. Like it could be like anything, like to other people, to like other, just like for example bullying or just like everything that happens. It's in social media these days. Just all those. I mean, no, I don't tolerate disrespect or any form of violence or anything. So that's
definitely. What is your favorite sound or noise?
Laughter.
Any particular type of laughter?
Uh,
Giggling, uncontrolled laughter.
maybe like those unseen laughters, like kind
where
of
people
like
can't make any noise.
no, they're kind of like you say something, but you like it's not meant to be like you like they didn't expect they were meant to laugh.
Right.
So it's kind of like it came out of nowhere. It's like, oh, okay. Like,
so
it's
inappropriate laughter.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, like it's. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I love laughter, or like any form of laughter. Whether it would be like just like
right,
extreme laughing and giggling to like little snickers and stuff. It's just like I don't know. I just love laughter. I love surrounding myself with just like people who like laugh because.
Well, it's nicer to be surrounded by happy people than negative people.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
I know there's this phrase, the retarded seal laughter, when people can't make any noise.
Oh,
and they just start doing this clapping thing, but no noise is coming out. That's what I thought you meant. Okay, what is your least favourite sound or noise?
Screaming or people in pain.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, we won't go on to the curse word one, so I had to come up with a different question. So here's your different question. So you can't prepare for this one. We'll do the cliche one. If you were stranded on a desert island, what are the 3 things that you would take with yourself?
I actually love that question.
Blow us away with the answer then.
Let's see. What would I bring? I would bring the Bible. I would bring a pen, and I would bring. Does it have to be a thing, a person?
You should probably bring your mum, huh?
No. I bring a pen, paper, and pen.
Bible, pen, and paper.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take your phone?
No.
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 Almost, I think everyone I've seen would take their phone.
As long as you've got, I think that's already enough support and like protection, especially being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Good answer.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what profession other than your own?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what profession would you like to do? Would you like to attempt?
Besides acting and all the media.
All the other stuff, the billions of stuff that you do, there's nothing left. But what else would you like to do?
I think a pilot would be pretty good. I think that'd be very fun.
That's so funny. 3 people have said they want to be a pilot.
I feel like people have said that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it is interesting. It is pretty different, especially like there's fighter pilots as well.
Now, I know you've done the Air Force Cadets, and I know that you want to be a pilot. Have you ever flown?
No, not yet, actually, because when you turn 16, you're allowed to get your own license for a glider. Yeah. So that's kind of working your way towards training. But I mean, no, I haven't flown yet. I was supposed to the other week, but I will probably this year. So.
Why didn't it happen the other week?
Because they had like a waiting list, and then because like the squadrons, they all apply, and the thing is sometimes some don't get accepted, and so ours wasn't accepted this time. But I mean, hopefully next time
we'll have to send you up.
Yeah.
And not in one of those nice. You can have nice dainty ones, but one of the ones that flips you upside down.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you have a strong stomach though?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a very common. Yeah. Because when they put me up in that and I was upside down looking at the ground, I was like, afterwards, I didn't feel so good. Yeah. Well, okay, so that's what you would like to attempt. What about what career or profession would you not like to attempt?
Okay, I would not be a volcanologist. how you say, volcanologists.
A person who goes into volcanoes.
Yeah, the scientists who study volcanoes, but like not just any like scientists,
Yeah.
but like you said, the ones who actually go up to volcanoes and like collect like samples of lava, because
Is that because you don't like rocks, or because of the imminent danger of being flooded with lava?
yeah, the danger, because it takes like, because I watched a documentary, I think it was in Hawaii, because they spent so they sent one person in the whole bodysuit,
Yeah.
and they had to climb their way up or like in the volcano and then go inside, and it took them like actually around 3-5 minutes until the lava started rising up, and they had to run back. So it's like pretty much life or death experience. So I think that wouldn't be my forte. So
That sounds like you've been traumatized by that. That's a very specific answer. Most people just go, I wouldn't want to be a cleaner. You don't want to climb into volcanoes. Can't imagine who would want to go into a volcano. Okay. We've covered that one. All right, so last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would like God to say that I'm proud of you. That would be very good. That would be very good to hear from God.
That would be a good way of going out. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
That's all right. I will put all of Julijana's contact details below, as well as the contact details, as we mentioned, for hands and feet. And thanks very much for watching, and we'll speak to you next time. Bye.